Okay, so now let's create the coach table and set up the one-to-many relationship between team and coach. So back to our notepad document here, we know we have the facility and the team tables already created. We set up the one-to-one relationship between the team and the facility. So now let's add the coach table. Like I said, it's helpful when you already have some SQL to work with. I'll paste this in. Another thing I'd like you to do is let your statements, the good statements that we've created, accumulate in the window. If you decide to use MySQL for an exam or for your final project, your NutriCenter project, then I will want you to turn in your SQL in a notepad document. That's how you'll submit your database to me. So anyway, let's see, we're going to create the coach table. And let's see what we have here. We've got a coach ID, which is an integer auto number, auto increment, I should say. We have first name and last name, so those are varchars. Let's see, 15 on the first name we have. We'll just go with not null on the names. Okay, so we've got L name. And according to this model, it's varchar 25. Like I said, design is out of the picture. You're like a robot creating your database based on the model that you were given. Okay, we've got a home phone in here, and that's char 14. Apparently we're allowing nulls there. And then we have the team ID. This is setting the stage for our one-to-many relationship. Now, it looks like, we have I'm missing my minimum cardinality there. Let's just assume that that is mandatory. Your most common relationship is a one-to-many relationship with a mandatory parent and an optional child. So let's just assume a hash on this, even though the minimum cardinality is not shown. So let's make this not null. Okay? All right, let's start with the easy constraint, which is the primary key for the coach ID. So let's just call this coach PK. We know this is a primary key, and then the coach ID is the column in question. Okay? Now, we also have a constraint for the foreign keys. So I am going to put a comma here, and we will do a foreign key constraint. So let's see, why don't we, well, you know what, I'll just type from scratch. So we'll say constraint. This will be, why don't we say, we'll call it team FK, meaning the foreign key from the team table. So this is a foreign key, and we are putting it on the column team ID. And this references the team table here, and the team ID column in the team table. Okay, references team ID. That's where that's coming from. Okay, you can do on update, cascade. That would be pretty typical. Okay. So let's try it. Ooh. You know what? I have a mistake there. Don't want the semicolon. Watch yourself. You should generally have a comma after every line except the end. Okay? And I already have the structure here where I open the parentheses and close the parentheses and then the semicolon at the very end. So watch that. You saw how easy it was for me to do. It'll be easy for you to make little mistakes like that as well. So I'm going to run this. Okay, query OK. So now I have these 3 tables and the relationship set up in the data model. I'll just add here is that this is a one-to-many relationship. So we didn't have to put the unique constraint on like we did with the team facility relationship. That was a one-to-one, so that's why we had to add the unique constraint to make it a one-to-one. But this one is just a one-to-many. So it really is just a simple foreign key constraint when you're adding a one-to-many relationship. And that's it.